Chapter 15.3 is on glacial deposits. That is when glaciers melt and leave behind eroded rock material, and any materials deposited by glacial meltwater are called outwash. Which brings us to our very first kind of glacial deposits. These are moraines and drumlins. Moraines are formed from debris previously carried along by a glacier, and these are anywhere from a large boulder to a glacial flower size. The more important picture here is a terminal moraine, which is deposited at a point of the furthest advance of a glacier or ice sheet. So if you take a look over here, we have lateral moraine here. The terminal moraine is at the end, at the base valley glacier. Drumlins are a large oval mound or small hill consisting of compacted boulder clay by past glacial action, and these are normally found in groups. They look a little something like this. The top part is the glacial till and the bottom part is the bedrock, and the direction of flow is from high to low. Which brings us to outwash plains and eskers. Outwashes are flat areas that overlap and broad in front of large glaciers, and they look something like this, where you have the bedrock on the bottom, the tunnel, the delta, and then all of that comes into the outwash plain in this grooved area. And then eskers are a long ridge of gravel and other sediments, typically having a windy course, and they're deposited by meltwater from retreating glacier or ice sheet. And this is what they typically look like. They're surrounded by trees, and they are these winding ridges. Which brings us to kames and kettles. Kames are small cone-shaped hills of stratified sand and gravel. They form when streams flowing across top of ice is deposited by water but not ice. And over here we have kettles, which are bowl-shaped hollows found in moraines and outwash plains. They form when buried blocks of ice have been left behind by retreating glaciers, and they look something like this. You'll normally see kames and kettles in the same area, where these larger structures here would be the kames and the hollow structures in between are the kettles, and these can also be in form of kettle lakes. Which brings us to the glacial deposits in lakes, and there's two types of lakes associated with these glacial deposits. The first one are dammed lakes, which are formed where river valleys are blocked by glacial moraines, and the second one are kettle lakes, and they're very similar to kames and kettle, where they are forming in large numbers in the kettle holes of moraines and outwash plains filled with rainwater or surface runoff. And that, all in all, is chapter 15.3.